Welcome to another Baby Theater. We're going to be telling the story of Pinocchio. Pinocchio was crafted by a man named Geppetto. First, he was just a little puppet that he would do little stand-up comedy with. He'd be like, "Hey, I'm Pinocchio," and then Geppetto would be like, "Hello, Pinocchio." Pinocchio would be like, "Hi, Geppetto, I'm a Pinocchio." And Geppetto was like, Okay, calm down." And Pinocchio was like, "Oh, okay, I am calm." And, it came to a point where Geppetto just wasn't funny. Nobody really liked him around town. So, where do people go to turn to when their life's upside down and they need to pick me up? Black magic, reanimation, curse. Not even a spell. He was straight dark shit. He was like, "It's time. It's time to cast a dark spell." And he was like, nah, just kidding. Curse them, right? So, he set up his runes and sigils. Next thing you know, got the candles out. And you know what happens when that happens? He goes, "Spooky dooky dooky." Yeah, because that's some scary shit. And all of a sudden, Pinocchio came to life. There was a little problem with Pinocchio. You see, with curses, it always comes back tenfold, right? So, as soon as Geppetto, he made this boy turn into wood with a curse, he himself began to turn into a wood a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, in his heart, though. So, it's kind of weird how it works. Curses. But, with tenfold, a baby boy, it's pretty big, But heart's pretty small. And that's a lot of wood. It's going to go in there. It's like, you ever seen vampires? They get staked in the heart. That's only like a little stake. That's just a little stabby stab, and they done. Let's talk about a human heart. A lot of wood in there, but it takes time to develop. So Geppetto with his wooden heart, Pinocchio with his wooden body. Well, Pinocchio went out, and as with all curses, there's always a downside, right? And the downside for Pinocchio was that every time he lied, his nose would grow a little bit. Right? This was kind of weird because, noses don't usually grow. Unless, like, you go from a baby to a large man. My nose was not this big of a baby. Can you imagine? Look at that. It'd be like the whole face. It'd be like the whole face. It'd be like his whole face. So anyway, Pinocchio's like, "I'm born free of this world, free of capitalism," right? Yeah, he doesn't know he's wood. Turns out he wasn't free of capitalism. Gosh, his own master or creator or whatever. Does that make Geppetto a god because he created him? Nah, probably not. Definitely something like a mage or something like that, though. More like a necromancer, I guess. Because you're basically bringing wood back from the dead. I guess, Well, maybe he's not a carpenter. No, more like a forester. More like a Johnny Appleseed. Maybe it's probably related in some way. Johnny Appleseed Geppetto. Or whatever Geppetto's last name is. Maybe it's Appleseed. Geppetto Appleseed. Could be. But anyway, fun times. So, Pinocchio's over there. And, he leaves the house. Try to go into the world, as people do. As people do. Or inanimate objects. Or animate objects. Animate objects do. And so Pinocchio's like, boy. Oh, what's going on here? You okay? Oh, okay. He farted. Anyway, so what ends up happening is, you okay, buddy? What you need? What you need? Let's get you in a different position here. How about that? Is that better? Is that better? Okay. Yeah, he says that's better. So, anyway, Pinocchio's out there, and he's like, bro. First person he sees is a bunny rabbit. Not the Easter bunny. Nothing like that. Nobody famous. Just bunny number 3, And he's like, bunny, your ears, they're small, bro. Like, your ears are so small that I could dance on them and there'd be no room for me at all. I wouldn't be able to dance at all. Pinocchio, he inherited his father's unfunniness, okay? But here's the thing, this is a bunny, number 3. Number 3 has really long ears, crazy long ears. So obviously, his nose is like, whoop, dude, fast. It just, whoop. It's like a freaking elephant. Not quite yet, but close. And the bunny's like, whoa, dude, like, what happened, bro? Are you okay? You good? Pinocchio's like, what the? I don't know what happened. My nose grew. Why, And the unfortunate part about all this is that Pinocchio's a compulsive liar. Like, who would have guessed? So Pinocchio dashes off. The rabbit's already, he's like, man, gotta get out of here, Like, this guy's not even funny. So then he goes up to the turtle. And here's the funny part. Geppetto's in the turtle club, but Pinocchio's not in the turtle club yet. So, what's up with that? So, Pinocchio's like, yo, turtle, your shell so soft that if a baby laid on it, they'd be like, oh, it's my dream time. What? And the turtle's like, bro, like, I'm a hardback turtle. Whoop! That big. That's crazy. Look how long that is. His nose goes from here to here to here. It's like doubled in size now. Like doubled the size that it grew before. It's like 3 times the size. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, he's trunking around. The turtle's like, man, I'm just really concerned at this point. I don't even care about your joke, I'm just like concerned about your well-being. Are you okay? Pinocchio's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm telling the truth. That's how these people are, These wooden monstrosities. They just get so full of themselves. Think they know everything. So then, next, goes over and he gets it's a bear, a whole big ass bear, like a adult bear. Okay, this thing's got like razor claws, big teeth, God, just like gnarly. And Pinocchio's like, "Yo, you're so weak that when I dance on your feet, they fall off." And you know what the bear said? The bear goes, "Yo, try that shit." And Pinocchio danced on his feet. Feet didn't even fall off. You can't even see it. It's off the camera now. It's off the camera at this point. What? Crazy. Pinocchio's like, man, I just don't know. Why can I not get these sick rhymes down and like rap it out? You know? He's trying to win these rap battles. Can't even rap. So he goes to school. And in school, they're like, let's learn our numbers. And they said, 1, 2, 3. Pinocchio, you know what he says? Next is 6. No reason for that lie. It's not even a joke. I mean, all of a sudden, it shatters through the glass in the classroom. Teacher's like, whoa, oh my gosh, you just broke the classroom glass, ah. Pinocchio's like, well, I didn't mean to, I keep telling the truth, and I keep telling, long enough to poke a kid's eye out. So you know what the teacher did? Oh, cancel class, oh my gosh, get out, cancel class. Pinocchio's like, God, bummed out, dude. And his nose is like so long now. It's crazy, right? It's nuts. So he goes home, right? And Geppetto's like, bro, that nose though, that'll last us all winter. And Pinocchio's like, what are you talking about? Next thing you know, Geppetto has an axe. He chops the nose off. Uses his firewood. This guy's psycho. Curses his own puppet and then doesn't even take responsibility. So then, Pinocchio wants. He's like, you know what? I don't want this like long nose business. I just want to be a real boy, I want to be like a real child. But the crazy thing about being a real child is this darker magic, I mean, that's like transmutation. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. That's scary. So I'm sitting here like, dang, thinking about it. It's nuts. Well, Geppetto says, well, okay, all right. Let me think about it. So he starts to delve into the dark magics. And he finds something pretty interesting. You see, if he sacrifices 3 people, he can get Pinocchio to be a real boy. But that's pretty tricky because people don't really like being sacrificed. So Geppetto starts to think about it and he says, well, Pinocchio, I'm going to leave you out of this because it's pretty dangerous stuff and it's pretty scary. So, but next thing you know, Geppetto's out of the house for weeks and weeks and weeks. And Pinocchio's just in the mirror. He just keeps saying, your nose is short. Your nose is short. Your nose is short. Your nose is short. And it just keeps growing. It grew so long. It went out the window, because, like, obviously, it's not going to stay on his face, It went out the window, over the hills, through the woods, through the desert, through the mountains. He just kept lying. He goes, his nose is short, 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 nose is short. Boom, it hits him in the back of the head. That's how long he took. He took forever, man. It's crazy. It was crazy. It took forever. Anyway, went all the way around the world. His nose did. When Geppetto got back, he was A, super excited about all that firewood. B, he had gotten the sacrifices done. Don't ask me how he did it. I won't go into details, but there is probably going to be like a Crime Junkie podcast on it. And I don't know if they'll ever guess that it's Geppetto, to be honest. But that's just how these things go sometimes, you know. So, but yeah, triple homicide. I think he did 4 just for good measure, which is insane. Like I don't like talking about it because it's kind of scary, man. Like who to get, you know? Who to get with the teacher? The teacher was okay. Oh man. I mean, Teresa was the teacher's name. Gosh, she teaches a lot of different things, a lot of different classes. Anyway, so then Pinocchio becomes a real boy. But you know what happens is they grow old. Geppetto, he dies. It's sad. It's sad. I'm sorry, it's so sad. But he did die of old age, though. But Pinocchio, he died pretty early, actually. A couple years after his Geppetto, whatever he was, you know, like his warlock, or necromancer, or whatever, died. He had tuberculosis, coughed up his lung, died. So, kind of sad story. But he did get to be a real boy for a while, quite a while. I think when he died, he was like 33. You know, he lived longer than Jesus. So, but yeah, good life, good life. All right, the end.